get that guy away. Or actually, his Marine should be out though, so maybe it's fine. Anyway, Flash actually going to take both of his gases here relatively quickly after the expansion. He's going to try and catch up on the gas count a little bit. In the meantime, looks like Hellion is on the way and a reactor. So it looks like, is this just going to be reactored Hellions from Flash? From Cop. Interesting. Interesting. He's still mining away on his gas though. This is just going to be some kind of 1-1-1 variation coming out. Is he going to make a starport? Starport, Cop? Starport? He has enough money. I don't know what he's doing. He has like plenty of money. He's actually saving for a command center right now, so he's gonna have like a lot of gas bank. Yeah, so he just threw down the command center, but now he's got like, you know, 170 gas in the bank. He's not really using, so I don't really know why he needed that so early. I mean, obviously he gets his factory out ASAPly, but I don't know, maybe he could have pulled his guys off gas for a bit. Like, unless he goes for a starport right now, I feel like he could have made the build a little bit more efficient by just pulling SCVs off of gas. But I mean, what do I know? I'm terrible. And okay, no, he is going to make a starport now. Okay, so a bit of a delayed starport. Actually, now that I think about it, since he didn't actually take his second gas, maybe it's not as inefficient. But you know what? To me, this seems like the opposite of like what Naniwa does in PvT, or I guess not just Naniwa, but that thing where, you know, you take both assimilators but you only put 2 probes on each gas. Like, when you do that, it's like super efficient gas mining, you know? Because you're getting, what, like 80% of the gas mining for 60, for 2/3 of the probe count? Or something? Yes? Math is good? I don't know. I'm Asian, I can't do math. But Cop has done the reverse. Cop got a really early gas and then like expanded without making a starport first. So he had like a lot of gas banked for a really long time, which just seems really inefficient resource management wise. Anyway, Flash has got a starport of his own. He's actually immediately gone for a tech lab here. I guess that's not that surprising considering he went for fast double gas after his command center. And we do have a tech lab as well for Cop. So interestingly, even though Cop was the one that went for the fast gas, Flash's Banshees look like they're going to be out. Well, actually, the time is going to be almost identical here. Yeah, it looks like the tech labs both finishing up in good time. And Cop actually still has no idea what Flash is doing. Looks like a Raven though for Cop. Wow, that is interesting. Meanwhile, cloaked Banshees for Flash. So I don't know if this is like a hard counter, but that's a very interesting strategy from Cop. I mean, I don't think his intention was like, oh well, like I know Flash is gonna go cloak Banshee, so let me just get this Raven. I think he did want it just for, I don't know, I guess like point defense drone. But you don't. Do you really need a really fast Raven though? Because Marine Marauder isn't even the most popular strategy anymore in TVT. Like, it's all Marine tank nowadays. So I'm not actually really sure why you would need such a fast Raven, honestly. I'll have to think about it. I'll actually, you know what? I'll do better than think about it. I'll wait for someone in the chat to tell me, because I have a lot of smart people in the chat. Anyway, so first Banshee is out, and Flash probably going to be a little bit surprised when he like cloaks, goes in, and then a Raven just sees him. He's like, oh, well shit. I guess my cloak wasn't actually very useful. Although having said that, it still will be useful, because he can still do some nice harassment, and the Raven's not exactly the fastest unit, so still poke around a little bit, and there is only one. In the meantime, Flash adding on a ton of barracks. He does have his tech lab on his factory already, getting sea shanks out. Both players actually have a couple of tanks out already. And Cop, though, is holding the middle with a bunch of Hellions. Cop still hasn't added on any more production facilities, has he? Is he still just on, like, 1 barracks, 1 fact, 1 port? This late in the game? Like, he needs to be adding on some stuff. Okay, looks like he's gonna add on a factory and a couple of barracks. Actually, I don't know what building's stuck to that reactor right now. Presumably it's just a barracks. It's gonna go for the standard Marine tank. Anyway, it looks like Banshee gonna get chased down by this Viking. Flash does have Cloak, but it looks like he's choosing not to use it since he feels he can get away, and he does actually get away. Oh, wait, did he cancel? Oh, it looks like Flash actually might have cancelled Cloak there, because the Observer just showing that he actually doesn't have Cloak. I think Flash actually saw the Raven with that first Banshee and was like, oh, well, I guess I don't need Cloak anymore, so he just cancelled it. That's actually very nice. Saving some resources there. Of course, his third command center is also on the way, as we saw just now. Getting some upgrades. And also getting some Marauders. Meanwhile, Cop looks like... What's in his base? Just gonna count. Okay, looks like he is going kind of mech-ish, but he does have an extra barracks there as well. Actually, that barracks might just be for making add-ons. So it looks like Cop is just going mech straight up, which is actually quite cool. So Flash is doing the very standard Marine tank style. Might actually even want to add on a second factory there. Get a couple more siege tanks out, because Cop's going to have a bunch of siege tanks. And this is very interesting. Clash of styles here. Meanwhile, looks like Flash moving out into the middle. I actually don't know where those Hellions went. I guess they just ran away. Yep, there they are. So just a handful of Marines and Hellions and tanks. Now I'm actually not sure what that Raven is for, because there's still no Marauders in Flash's force. The unit tab does show that Flash has 3 Marauders now. I don't know where they are, so I guess that's actually turned out to be a good idea, just from his unit composition. So he knows that, you know, going mech, Flash will try and get some Marauders mixed in. So the point defense drone will actually be really useful when that happens. And I guess getting the Raven early also just lets you build up the energy. But I'm pretty sure that Raven is like max energy right now and is just not using it at all. But you know what? That is fine. It looks like we're actually going to have a big engagement here. There's the big siege up from Cobb. Flash did not siege up, so losing a lot of units there. Oh my god. Horrible engagement there for Flash. What on earth? But Cobb, I think, might have gotten a bit overeager. Can he actually finish up this force here? He's actually lost all of his supporting units, the Hellions and the Marines, but he will clean it up with his siege tanks, and Flash gets his first force annihilated here. Just moving in there, no siege against siege tanks. I mean, he should have, you know, he should have just like poked in, and as soon as the tanks like got into siege mode, he should have just ran away. But he just kept engaging and took a lot of siege tank fire there. Meanwhile, Kopp now is going to press his advantage, but he doesn't have that many units. He lost all his support units, so he's going to be very, very careful. I actually don't see where the Raven anymore. I guess the Raven must have got sniped or something, because I don't see it anymore. I don't think this is a good idea from Kopp either, because when you go for mech, you need like a decent core of tanks. Otherwise, the Marine Marauder, you know, with good spread and good focus firing, can take you down easily. Yeah, look at this Flash, just with those Marauders and tanks. Actually, no, is not going to take it, because the Vikings actually land, provide supporting fire. The Banshee also doing a great job overhead. Flash looks like he's in a bit of trouble right now, but you know, he does still have his 3rd command center mining a lot faster than Kopp's. Kopp's 3rd command center just now up. But he does have position outside of Flash's base. He's starting to siege up the main. Looks like Flash actually pulled a lot of SCVs getting ready there, but a nice scan by Kopp is going to see what's going on here, and he does have the Blue Flame Hellions as well, so I can't, like, these SCVs, if they do go into buffer, they're just going to get roasted by those Hellions. These Vikings providing a good vision. I wonder if Flash should maybe try and go for like a counter drop or something with just 1 medevac. I don't know, but you know, on the other hand, that would make it very, very dangerous for him if Kopp just like unsieges and moves in. It's like a really tricky position for Flash, but interestingly, the supply counts are like almost dead even. 135 supply for Flash against 138 for Kopp. Although I guess the Bioing player should be a little bit ahead on supply. And it looks like Flash actually going to break down his own back rocks here. Bit of an unusual move on Antigua Shipyard to be breaking down your own back rocks at your 3rd. But in this case, you know, considering how much more mobile the Bio is compared to the mech, that actually does make some sense. And he's actually forcing Kopp to spread his forces a little bit here. Kopp repositioning some tanks to the north side just to keep Flash contained here. But that tank line is now quite spread out. And I'm wondering when Flash is going to decide to move in here. Maybe going to load up a couple of those medevacs and like do a, you know, carpet bomb those tanks with some Marines and Marauders, although that is a bit risky considering how many Vikings are out there. Kopp clearly with superior air force by far, actually. And it looks like he actually, no, he's not going to go for a drop on the tanks. He's actually going to go for a counter drop in the main base, and Kopp did not see this, but he does have a sensor tower in his main base though, so he will get some advance warning that this is coming. We'll have a little bit of time to pull back the Hellions and the Vikings to help defend. But the thing is, this might just be a distraction. When Flash goes for this drop, I feel like if Kopp pulls too many units back to defend, Flash will just do a big break on the tank line. So Kopp's got to be very careful on how he decides to defend this. Looks like he's pulling a bunch of SCVs to just take down these units as they drop the missile turret in good position. Going to take down one of the medevacs. The second medevac looks like it might go down here. Yeah, it does go down, but a lot of SCVs getting taken down here. The Vikings are back. The Hellions are back. But that is a lot of Marauders, and Vikings and Hellions not particularly good against Marauders on the ground, but more reinforcements coming out for Kopp, and actually he does land the Vikings. He actually pulls back a ton of Hellions here. But this gives Flash an opportunity to move out, but it looks like Flash did not take it. Oh man, I feel like Flash, I mean, he still has a chance here to move out. Those tanks are kind of unsupported here. And is he going to go for it? Look at this, it's only siege tanks left. And yeah, it looks like Flash is going to try and go from the top here, get a better angle so not all the tanks are firing at once, and doing a nice carpet bomb. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Flash using that drop to force an overreaction from from Cop an over defense. They're pulling back all of the Hellions, so now Cop's tank line gets completely cleaned up here. I think that was actually a huge mistake from Cop. He should have seen that one coming, should not have pulled away all those supporting Hellions. I mean, you know, maybe pull back some of them, but the thing is, you have your reinforcements coming out from your factories anyway, so, you know, pull some SCVs, you have a good turret positioning, and don't overreact like that, because now he doesn't have the contained position. Now he's also lost, like, what was that, 24 SCVs? So Cop really messing up. Did Flash miss rally his command center there? It looks like there's a lot of idle SCVs in his main. I'm not sure what's going on right there. Is that could just be a miss rally, which is a little bit funny, a little bit uncharacteristic of Flash. Meanwhile, though, Flash moving in with his Bioforce, he does get spotted by the sensor tower, and it looks like the mech army is a little bit out of position here. Flash getting a good position on the army. Oh my goodness, this could be really bad for Cop. Oh my God, Cop, how did this happen? Cop was in a beautiful position, and now he's just getting steamrolled. Flash, just with a million Marauders right now, is charging up the ramp. The tanks, they do nothing, and GG from Cop. What a turn of events here. Flash just turns it around with a nice drop in the main base, an overreaction from Cop, and then that is that here. Cop not looking too happy. I would be pretty unhappy if I was him. I mean, he was definitely in a nice position. He had Flash contained with his mech. All he had to do was like basically all he had to do was not die to a drop. That was like that was the entire thing. Oh man.